Hello, XRP clubbers. I hope everyone's doing fine. Lots going on. Nick, who do we have today?
Hi, MD. Today we've got Christian from X Possums. Hi, buddy.
Welcome.
Good, good, man. Good to be here.
Good to have you. So, where shall we start? X Possums from your original NFTs, Gen Zero, or shall we start on your Twitter with
Tell us a
Linktree and
little
the
bit maybe
spin-off?
about how it all started and the little background story. It's kind of interesting, right? Probably.
Yeah, so
Take it away,
my
my
brother
friend.
was like, yeah, my brother was more into like NFTs and stuff before I was, like with Ethereum, and he was into got into Xpunks. And when he heard what they were doing with their IOU tokens, he's like, yeah, like we should start up our own project, do something. But he needed an artist and someone to kind of like put together the actual like with the visuals of the actual NFTs. So I was a graphic designer my whole entire life, kind of thing. And he just kind of called me up one day. He's like, "Hey, do you want to like get together and be like partners like on this project kind of thing?" And I was excited just because but with NFTs, I'm a big gamer as well. So just the idea of like amiibos with like Nintendos and stuff is like kind of like a phygital, but you can actually use like the tokens in the game to get benefits and stuff. So when I heard about NFTs, I was like, oh, we got to do something, right? So yeah, got on board with that, and we came up with X Possum. And originally, he wanted to have the project named Awesome Possum, and I just love I like the name of that too, right? And I always like the idea of doing like maybe an animal that wasn't so common as well, just to kind of make it stand out a bit more. And possums are kind of like ugly looking and stuff as well, so I just love the idea. And I found this really cool image of I think it's like a golden Australian possum, and it just happened to be like in the shape of an X with its arms out and stuff like that. So when I took a picture of that and kind of made it a like a pixel art. I don't know if you want to maybe go to the XPosum tab on here too, just to show people.
Here we
Yeah, you
go.
can see it's just like in the shape of an X, right? It's like super basic and stuff like that. So I just love the idea of having that for our like just basic logo kind of thing. And then Jason just kind of loved it too. So we went with that. And yeah, I minted that out probably about a year or two ago now, I guess. Yeah. I think it was like 4 months after
Congratulations.
minting, we minted it out, which is really awesome, right?
You're
Really hard to
pretty
do.
early, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like our project, while it does have a lot in it still, because we're still kind of doing handouts outs and whatnot for like, future giveaways and collabs and stuff like that. So we always want to make sure we have kind of like a stash just to have for the future and whatnot. But it's a really fun collection and all that. And with this game that I plan on making too, I want to have it so that like see like some have size, some there's like a microphone, some of them have like a torch, there's a KFC bucket. And so I'm gonna actually have like a make your own adventure game, but like there's
Jiff.
three selections you can do, but that fourth one's gonna be somehow linked into all these NFTs. And so it's gonna be like a very heavily like token gated game, but it's gonna be like a role-playing game too, right? So it's going to be like all these things added together. That's just going to make this really cool, like unique game that you're able to play on the XRPL. And all you basically need to do is like sign in with your wallet, and it's just going to query like what you have in there, and just like kind of load up on my side of things like what I can give you in the game. So it's going to add like a bunch of utility to this stuff. And then with like the second collection too, I want to have it so there's like adventure mode as well as like a tavern you can kind of come into and then use your characters to kind of battle each other or do like boss battles or like some kind of like other this extra stuff you can do, right? So yeah, I just see like a huge benefit for having all these NFTs and just kind of giving them utility as time goes on because once you make the hash once you can just use that over and over and over and over again as time goes on, as long as people are willing to make the applications for them, kind of thing, right? So I just love the idea of making like one NFT and just building like 10 different things that you can use it for in the future. And just, what I think I can't even think of like everything to do right now when there's like all these other people building stuff and we're still so early. And yeah, I just think it's just such a cool time to build. And I'm just so happy that my brother called me up. Was like, hey, you want to start this off? And it's like, yeah, I guess that was like I think Jason started up the XRP Possum Twitter page or X page back in 2021. So that's like 3 years ago now, and it's like it doesn't feel like that. Like it feels probably longer. But yeah, I'm just excited to like keep building for like, another 3 years and kind of see where we're at from there kind of thing. So yeah, me and my brother Jason, we are West Coasters from Canada. Uh, yeah, just really into video games. Like we grew up in the '80s and whatnot too, so we're into like Nintendos and Ataris and Super Nintendos. And me, I was like, yeah, into like Diablo and all these really cool like role playing MMORPGs like Final Fantasy and like Dragon Quest and yeah, I don't know. It's like taking all these ideas that I've had over my whole life and just taking what I like and what I don't like from video games. And I finally feel like if you hook me up to a polygraph machine right now and ask me if I'm making the best game in the entire world, that like I would positively say yes, I am, you know? Like I think I got like something so cool right now and I just can't wait to finally get it out there for people to play and just kind of get some feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
the X Possum is very 80s stylish anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, like if you see like
It's
even got
very
like a Farrah
80s
Fawcett
game.
hair in there kind of thing, got like a
Yeah.
beaver, but yeah, it's kind of Canadian, right? But yeah, it's just like it's I don't know, it's like I remember playing so many like even Space Invaders
Space
and
Invaders.
like Galaga and all those where it's like, you know, you have like 16 little blocks to make
Mm.
something make it like look real or whatever and like you got to do your best, right? And like the challenging point with making this like pixel art too is like I didn't have much like as much respect as I do for it now. Like trying to make that KFC bucket look like a KFC bucket with only so many pixels, right? Like
Oh,
it's
that's
such
a
a
real art
challenge, but like
form.
once
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
pull
yeah.
it off, it's like, man, that looks really cool, right? And then like, you know, you might take see that same like pixel art somewhere else kind of thing. So it kind of gets duplicated because you know you can't make it any more simple and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just super cool. But so like the first gen, we decided, me and Jason decided that we're gonna go with a pixel art, just kind of a throwback to the 80s and just you know when video games and just like tech first started up kind of thing. And then with our second gen, we went with like a hand drawn. Like I did the art for the first gen and the second gen, so I don't know if maybe you want to switch over to the other page now. But we're currently minting this right now, and I'm a huge fan of like anime and all that as well. And a lot of the art style you see where it's like really hard shading solids on the front, and it always has like watercolor backgrounds and whatnot, so it gives it a kind of a softer back and like a harder, more front kind of deal. So that's the kind of feel I was going for. So I got myself, I think it was Studio Pro, yeah, and I started working with that, so you can start using like digital watercolors and stuff. So normally when you with the watercolors, like if you go like one stroke, that's wrong. Like you have to scrap the whole thing and start from the beginning, right? But with digital, you can just hit that back button. So it's like almost like a cheater thing. It's like I felt like I learned so much just from doing this collection. And I thought I got a really good spread of different colors and contrasts and stuff as well. Like I know I think it's that yeah, there's one background where it's actually Lake Cowichan, and that's the place where I grew up too. It's like a lake scene kind of deal. So it's kind of like a throwback to like my own history and stuff, right? So it's kind of cool. This is going to be on the blockchain and stuff forever. And yeah, these guys are all kind of more basically like warrior types. They're like you going for battle kind of deal. And with these guys, I really want to have it token gated within our tavern within the game so that you're going to have one of these guys in order to like compete with each other and stuff like that too. And with the original collection with Xpossum, it was all IOU tokens originally, right? So we had to give out like you know originally the first airdrop was like 50%, and then like you kind of like give off more and more from there kind of deal. So I think we ended up giving out like 70% of the collection, if not like 80%.
Wow.
And I'll have to get those numbers. But yeah, so everybody got basically like a free Xpossum, which was like zero point 0.5 tokens. And then we actually took a screenshot when we minted out of all the wallets that were still holding an Xpossum. And then when we minted this collection, we actually gave out a free mint to all of those who still had one of the Xpossums, right? So it's kind of like that added utility from like the original that's gonna kind of keep
Yeah.
paying off, right? So even in the future too, when we come with our third collection, like we want to still keep on giving back to our holders of our Xpossum collection, just because it's like the original and yeah, just kind of keep it growing and kind of just keep adding more and more utility, like I've always kind of wanted to do, right? So kind of see where it's at in 10 years from now. But
How did this
Uh,
pixelated
it's
guy
so much.
get in here?
Yeah, so that guy, that heart, actually, I messed up on the first round because I did like a real heart atomic goal and like a fake one, or like the, you know, the Valentine's Day one. And so I was like, oh man. So I had to put it in the second round. And like the guy who like called me out the first time, he's like, hey, did you put that heart in? I'm like, I totally did, right? So it's kind of cool. Like there's a bit of history too, because like people who know the project and know that they're looking for that one X possum originally, I like kind of messed up. Like I did human error, right? Because there's so much I had to do that one day, and yeah, I messed up, but I was able to kind of correct it and bring it back to the people, and like it actually kind of makes more history because it goes into the second one. And with the second gen too, we did this community creations like collaboration, so people could just submit their own artworks. I gave them like the actual trace outline of like what the possum was going to be, and then they could do all their own versions. And we actually put each of, I think we had maybe think it was like 60 submissions that we had brought in. So those are all one of ones within the collection too. So you can see actual communities, the actual artwork within the community collection too, right? So I just love kind of giving back and just kind of making things for everybody. And just when you look back in like 5, 10 years, it'll be really cool to kind of pick those things out and just yeah, kind of keep it growing, right? Yeah, you can see that one. It was at Rarity 19. Yeah, so that was somebody's kid did that one, and I just love this one too because this totally reminded me of like when I started drawing, and I was probably like, 7 or 8 years old, and drawing tanks and bombs and all that kind of stuff. So to me, like this is like a throwback to like what art like first started for me and stuff like that. So I even kind of got goosebumps right now. But it's like yeah, it's
It's
just like something cool, and like we actually minted that one in our project wallet, and because we knew who actually did it, we just ended up giving it to them so that their kid could have it, kind of thing, right? So
lovely.
like so many little cool
That's
stories like
better
that
than
with
my
all these
art,
little pieces
to
of
be honest.
artwork. Like, yeah, it's great. We've got like the Terror Teddies like logo on some of them because we're partners with them as well. And yeah, a couple of other appearances too. Like there's this little frog that from the community project that JPEG Prince did too that I threw on there too. And then like yeah, all the collabs and stuff I did, like that tree face, you can see it from
Yeah,
Dale if you just go
seeing
up a
the
little bit.
tree.
Someone minted that too, and that was just a banger. Like that was super cool. And there's so many good ones too. Like there's a full gold one too. If there's I think 16 in the
Yeah,
whole
that
set.
was up a
And I
bit.
know Raga ended up getting one of them too. And like yeah, he's a huge fan as well. And yeah, so with this game I'm making too, Possum Tales, I have I think over 40 different projects as well that like said they want to be a part of it. So I'm gonna like activate their like wallets, like whoever has these NFTs in their wallet are gonna get benefits within the game. So like the more NFTs you have in your wallet, technically like the stronger your guy is gonna be able to get, right? So these NFTs that are just sitting in your wallet aren't just gonna be doing nothing anymore. Like they'll actually have like a use case, and the more NFTs you have, the more beef you're going to get. So I know Raga has like a stack, so I'm excited to see how like tough this guy's going to get. And with all these like RPG games as well, they always max out at like level 99, which I just can't stand. So, a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and those guys never had any ceiling to them, right? So I'm like, why not have like level like infinite, like to see how big you can
Yeah,
get that number, right? So the bigger and tougher people can get in this game that I'm going to make, the better kind of thing. It's gonna just keep going seasons as well. So you never have to start at level one again. You just like turn your guy into an NFT at the end of that season and then take that like information and transfer it over to the second game or whatever we got coming up, kind of thing. And who knows, maybe someone will make a third game where you can use these NFTs in too, which would be super cool.
Do you have
But
like
yeah,
you
um,
doing the game yourselves or do you have some studio working
yeah.
on it?
So I'm working on myself, and so it's
What are you
basically
using
all
to build
Java.
that? Well, how are you building it?
Well, it's all like text based, so it's all going to be through JavaScript as well. And with all these metaverses and stuff coming
It's
out too, I
browser
want to have it so
based?
that yeah, it's going to be browser based. So it's all going to be like on my side, so I'll be able to like I'm basically have to host it, and then I'll be able to like make whatever I want based off these tokens on my side, kind of thing. And I can come up with events, like say Easter events come up, I can do that, like pop it up for like 2 weeks and take it down and do leaderboards and all that kind of stuff as well. So I know with the Expectorverse coming up as well, Awesome Possum, we got a bunch of different plots of land too, and I heard that we have to like be our own server for our own models and stuff in there too, right? So I think it's just going to go hand in hand, and I'm really hoping to build like some kind of cool arcade cabinets and stuff so you can just like walk up to it and look into it, and you can kind of see like the web browser that I have from my website, and it'll just be the video game. So basically you can just walk into a metaverse and just walk up to the Possum Tales game and start playing it, kind of thing.
So there's a
So
whole
that's the
lot
dream
coming
anyway.
here for the possums.
Yeah. Well, it's basically like kind of like a 5 year vision that I've had ever since the beginning. And we're like basically year 2, year 3 right now. And yeah, just kind of plunking away. I'm just like Jason's busy doing like a 9 to 5 job, but he helps with all the like communication side of things, running events, doing the giveaways, while I kind of work on more the coding and the more nerdier kind of stuff, right? So I get to have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, without his support and stuff, I couldn't be here doing this. And yeah, we're definitely just two brothers just, hacking away, doing this for the love of it. And yeah, I think that's really helped us stand the test of time as well, because we're not here just to make a quick buck and we're in the red this month, so we gotta, maybe we should pack up and quit, kind of thing. But yeah, we're here for the long haul, and we just want to have fun with the community and keep creating cool stuff with technology, and yeah, to see what you can do with it, right? And for me, it's like I'm a huge fan of Squaresoft and all these really big like Japanese role-playing game like companies and stuff. And I just want to go get out there and kind of come up with this idea before like they kind of come on the scene, right? Just to say I did it first. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I got to learn like C++. I know JavaScript, so I know how to do all the like the text side of things really easy. But right now I'm just kind of coding like different like monster tables and stuff like that. So when you go to certain areas, there's a certain percentage that you're going to fight a certain monster that has, X amount of like health and hit points, maybe a special ability and stuff like that. So that's like the fun part I get to do right now. It's like super nerdy, but it's like something I've always wanted to do my whole entire life. So it's fun.
Good
We
for
can
you.
definitely
So yeah,
sense
putting
the
that together
excitement
with
and
the like,
energy you have and putting into that. The great
oh
thing is
man, like
also if you can do this with a family member, it's a totally different kind of connection, right? You're not gonna have your brother walk
yeah,
out on your project. You're both in it, you have the same vibe for it, and you want to just go there and make it happen.
totally. And it's like kind of tough too because like we're like, you can't just like walk away from it because like we're brothers and stuff. So there's always that like when we come up to hard issues and stuff like that, I feel like, because he's my brother, like it's made us a little bit closer, which is really cool. And yeah, it just has something that we've been working towards for the last couple of years. And when we get recognition from outside sources, like, oh, you guys are doing a really great job, like keep it up. Like I just see my brother's like attitude just like go through the roof, and it like yeah, it's infectious, it just kind of like gets into you, and you're like, oh man, like this is awesome. And then like you tell your friends about it, and then they tell their friends, and it's just a big snowball effect. And yeah, if it wasn't for my brother, I wouldn't be here. And yeah, I just can't believe yeah, some of the hard stuff, it usually comes down to money, is like usually when like shit goes like sour between us. But we usually get through that pretty easily, and then yeah, get through it. But yeah, it has its ups and downs, right? Pros and cons for everything.
Still going, still building.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was me and my brothers, we'd have finished years ago. We wouldn't have started, but good on yous.
Thanks, yeah. And that's the thing too, is like if he never got up and asked me that, like I would never have done it. And there's some things that we've disagreed with, and like I've had to back down on some things and he has too, and it's just kind of made us appreciate each other's opinion more, and yeah, just kind of make more value to it, I guess, right? So it's not just, oh, like my opinion's the best and that's what we have to go with, right? Like it forces you to sit down and kind of really look at like what's the best choice for the next step of the project, or
Yeah.
for engagement, or whatever the topic might be.
You have to have that compromise, and especially with brothers, because you wouldn't want to fall out of something so trivial in a way. So,
Yeah, and it's funny too because yeah, like me and my brother, we got a history too, so it's good.
who's the
I can't wait
oldest?
to
You
show up
or your
at Apex
brother?
and actually like, yeah, some people can actually see us in like in action. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah,
Who's
so
the
this
oldest?
year, pardon me.
Who's the oldest?
Jason's the oldest. Yeah, I'm the baby of the
Ah,
family. So
man.
yeah, I got beat up a lot.
Makes you stronger.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. A lot of PTSD there. But yeah, so we have like Apex lined up in May coming up, or no, May, June, sorry. And looking forward to that, just talking to some developers and stuff like that. Because I think one of the weakest points I have right now is just like hosting a game and stuff online. But I mean, people have been doing that since the 90s, so I think I could probably pick it up pretty well. But like at Apex, I'm sure I could talk to some awesome developers and just figure out what's the best way of like getting a server up and stuff like that. Like whether it's like renting out a machine somewhere in Singapore or just doing it myself kind of
Yeah.
thing. I prefer to do it myself, but yeah, just for like hardware and stuff like that. It's always kind of fun to see what kind of rig I should get, and then yeah, go from there kind of thing.
That's
Do you
pretty
guys do
awesome.
serving and stuff at all, or you just and that kind of stuff?
No, no, we're not technically,
No.
that way. The most
Just
we
cool
do
guys, that's all.
is
Okay,
it's
okay.
we do our videos, we have a Discord, and we talk to all the cool XRPL projects. I mean, that's our personal interest also, right, Nick? We
Yeah,
love to find
definitely.
out who's out there and building,
What
and
you're doing
yeah,
and
and we try to get them on and talk, about what cool stuff they're coming up with. And we wish there would be more people interested in the behind the
yeah.
scenes of the
Oh,
project,
definitely.
because we certainly are super excited about all of this. And so we're trying to share
Awesome.
it. We're trying to share it. And we
It's
had a little collection, right, that we did for the club, and we have a token, and it's kind of like more a marketing thing for the community. We give away tokens, and we have some NFTs that we give out. And Nick has just made a collection with Medusas, our first
Yes.
experience, but it's all handmade as well. Even though it's AI, people have no idea how much work goes into that. It's like when you were talking about the pixels, it's a massive amount of work. It's like
Yeah.
you
Like
can
I
only
actually
ask, so what
started
have
learning about
you
like,
done? Yeah, because it's easy to criticize, right? Oh, it's ugly.
very
Oh,
yeah.
easy.
it's so simple. You just click a button. No, it's not
I
like that,
fucking
you know.
wish.
Uh,
Not me, I wish.
it's work. What have you done lately? We have done something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, but just keep going, you know, believe in what you believe in and stick to it. And yeah, I applaud that. So great job, guys, that you've been
Cool.
around for a long
Yeah. One
time,
thing
like
too,
yeah.
one thing I just want to say too, like with this game and stuff as well, like I see such a potential when projects start working together and using each other's like NFTs as like a utility builder, right? So with me and this like getting all these other NFT projects on board, like I can't wait to have it all token gated and have like, okay, you need to have like, Terra Teddies to get to this little area, and there's gonna be like a super battle boss there, and you have to beat this guy in order to get like an NFT, and then you have to collect all these different NFTs from different areas, but you don't know how to get there, so you have to like talk to your friends about it and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like I don't know why we can't start like, just enabling all these things within our Zom wallets when we go to applications. And I think there's going to be, I think I counted it out. There's like over, yeah, it's like over 75,000 NFTs that are going to be used in this game. So I can't wait to get it out. And it's not just going to be like one project. Like, if another project who's interested can play the game, not to be like X Possum, but it's going to bring all these eyes in on one video game. And even people who don't know about blockchain can come in and play this game because it's going to be web-based as well, right? So I feel like this is going to be a great like mid-step for a lot of people to kind of maybe get into a Summon wallet for the first time, or
Get an
even maybe
NFT for the
start
first
collecting a
time,
project.
right?
Yeah, or see like something completely new that they haven't said, like, oh, like what's this community thing over here, right? Like, oh, I should check those guys out because maybe they're obviously legit because they're in this video game, right? Because yeah, and there's one I should probably, yeah, I should probably say it. I do want to make a rug store in this game too, so that you can show up, and
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna like
You're
actually I
wrong.
don't know which rug
Share your
projects we're gonna
rug.
add in, but yeah, we're gonna add
Yeah,
some utility to those babies.
you
Let's
listened to
go.
this to JV the other day, didn't you? Where we had the antiques rug show. You got this rug 200 years ago, and it's worth nothing.
Yeah, so maybe come in, trade in your rug, and maybe we'll give you something good in this game. Who
Trade
knows?
your
Come check it
rug.
out. Yeah.
But I mean, me and MD are a big believer in that the XRPL community should stick together and support each other rather than mine's better than yours and we're bigger than you. And
I mean, we've seen a lot of
Yeah, like ours
projects
are
on
worth
other
more money than
blockchains, right?
yours.
That build games and things like that. For example, on Near, I've seen it there, right? There's games there. Other blockchains have them. Maybe the XRPL is just catching up a little bit right now, but it's definitely getting
Definitely.
there. There's like I don't know if you know the Junkiverse. They're building
Yeah,
games as
yeah, yeah, yeah.
well.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
mm,
So there's a lot of good things being built, you know. It just takes time and also money, right? People don't get that, but a lot of those projects are just self-funded, you know. Some of them are getting some grants, but mostly it's just pure passion.
I mean, as well,
Yep.
when you think about it, it's only been what, 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. So
You mean
it's
NFTs on
still
XRPL? Yeah, it's
well,
over a year.
XRPL, yeah,
Yeah.
it's still in its baby form. It's still building and growing, and people look at other chains and everything. They've been building this for years, years and years. So people need to give people time to build, but it's
I
that
just think it's gonna be
patience
really
thing.
cool too when we get to the time where, it's not about like the XRPL or Ethereum or Bitcoin. It's like they'll all be able to talk to each other and bridge with, with no hassles and stuff like that. And then
Yeah,
when it's like no hassles and no like worries about that, and like metaverses are fully functional, like it's gonna be something to be, yeah, something to see. And hopefully like we get to see it in our lifetime,
hopefully.
like 5, 10
Hopefully.
years. Let's go.
Do you
Hopefully.
have
Fingers crossed.
so you have great stuff going, right? You have the game coming, web browser based game. You have a new collection as well that's coming. Or is that it for right now? You're focusing
Yeah,
just,
well, that's it for now because we just came out with our Gen 2, I believe it was like in February, so it's pretty new for us, and we prefer that we, mint out of that one because it's 99 XRP per mint on that one, and it's more for the people who want to come in and support us, and because you can go on the floor and pick up an X Possum for a lot cheaper than that too, and if you do, you can even get into draws within our Discord, and we have like dailies, if not weekly draws kind of thing going for all of our holders on there too. So definitely check that out. Um, but yeah, we prefer to sell out of our second collection before we go and do like a third one because we just don't want to keep diluting the
Yeah.
markets or yeah, just the ledger with all these NFTs unless they have like a use case, right? So for me right now, because I'm the artist as well as a developer, I did Gen 1, I did Gen 2, and now it's like, okay, I told my brother, like, I need to do the game now, like, leave me
I need a
alone,
break.
So once I come out with that, we'll probably do another Gen 3, which will probably be like a 3D thing, right? So it goes pixel, hand drawn, and then like a 3D version. So we might do even some digital toys or something we're thinking about right now, too. So we'll be able to implement those within the game as well. So everything we do, we want to make sure we can actually have like a use case for it, not just a collectible kind of thing. Even though collectibles are fine and they're great as they are, but we want to kind of keep on giving and adding as every step we go, kind of thing. So
you
just
have
want to make sure we
also
can
a pretty good
what's
sized
that?
community, right? That supports you.
Yeah, well, we've been here since like the pre-XLS 14 days, right? So
And it's on Discord,
yeah, I've
right?
been here
For
for a
those who want
while.
to know how to find
Yeah.
more about you guys. Discord mostly.
Yeah, we're always on Discord. You talk to us daily on there, kind of thing. I believe it's just Awesome Possum. Check it out. But even on X2, our main account is at XRP Possum. So if you find us on there, you can also go to our link tree that's within our X. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Almost
So
10,000.
our link
That's a
tree
pretty
has
good size.
everything
Yeah.
on there. Yeah.
I would
So
almost
it's
say you
probably taken
have
us like
everyone who holds XRP in any ways on your guys' Twitter.
pretty much, yeah. All the important people, right? But I mean, like that's what
Yeah.
like one thing I really enjoyed about being an artist and developer within the XRPL is just being able to do the collabs. I was able to do that right from the get-go. So I think our first collection had like maybe 20, 25 collabs with other projects. So I actually got to like talk to them, get to know who they are, and then like within the second gen, it's like all these new people from Algo and all this like new flux of people are coming through. But I still able to do collabs with them, and I did the exact same amount of collabs, like just not even thinking about it with the first and second gen. So I met a lot of cool people along the way, as well as Jason and stuff too. And yeah, it's just like, it's not, there's no easy answer for getting your community going, but just, make those great or connections one at a
Connections.
time. And yeah, just make them meaningful too, right? So it's not easy, but yeah, it's just like it keeps growing every day. And it kind of feels like we just started this thing, and I can't believe it's as big as it is now. I just feel like I'm some nerd in the basement as this come up some crazy idea, and I got all these cool followers now, so I can't wait to deliver.
It's
See,
authentic, so it just happens naturally.
yeah. See, this is
Yeah.
what we love is talking to the people behind the project, which is it's crazy to get to talk to you guys. Like you reach out to different projects and you get to meet the people, and it is getting to meet the people behind the project, and they're approachable.
Yeah, that's why like I'm excited for like Apex and just seeing some people in person because it's like I've been talking to everyone like yeah, behind like a phone or screen for the last like 2 years, right? So like I'm sure we're gonna have like just a smirk on my face like all day long. Like I'm sure my cheeks will be hurt by the end of it. But yeah, I can't wait to see people face to face and just kind of like feel that connection, right? Because I feel
Mm,
like I have so many friends online, like even closer than my friends in like real life, right? So yeah, it's
yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
definitely.
Yeah.
Scabo, you have any other questions for Chris?
No, I'm good, Chris. It's
Chris, you want to
interesting
have
to hear what you
a
do.
final word before we end this for today?
Yeah, just thanks for listening in. And if you haven't checked out XRP Awesome Possum yet, take a look. Two brothers that like to have fun and into a lot of video games and gaming online in general. So yeah, we'll see some poker games and yeah, it's like to have fun. So I say come on in, ask some questions, and yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
have
go.
all the links in the description below. And with that, Nick,
To the
to the
moon.
moon.
Yeah.